You know the old saying, selling like hotcakes? What does that even mean? What is a hotcake anyway? They should change it to selling like Hondas, because right now Hondas are selling faster than ever. Probably because they're so rugged, long-lasting, and fuel-efficient. And if you want one, you should get to your local Honda dealer right away. Check out the 8-passenger Pilot, or maybe the adventurous Passport. But you gotta do it fast, because Hondas are selling like, well, Hondas. New models are arriving now. Don't wait. See your local Honda dealer today.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Put that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open. You'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And good evening and welcome to Talk of the Tavern here on twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk, where we record live podcasts with the live chat audience that we interact with. So if you hear that noise, you'll know Travis wants to read some comments out of the chat, but we might read them without that noise. So for all our chat folks, it is subscriber only. That's part of the perks of subscribing to the channel and supporting us. For those on the podcast, just so you know, we do have the live broadcast also. Tonight's topic for this podcast, because it's been such a creepy, spooky month and the weather is crazy and all this stuff, we're going to talk about cryptozoology, and we'll get to that in a couple moments. First, though, so we have the disclaimer, aka trigger warning, aka triggered. We're an adult show with adult language, adult topics, and adult jokes. We're going to say inappropriate things. If that's an issue for you, please feel free to step out of the room and away from, I don't know, your out of control emotions and easily offended nature. Wait, did that offend anyone? Anyhow, let's go on. I am Travis. I am your host. I am an author and podcaster and live streamer. And tonight I am drinking a nice Virginia bourbon, Henry McKenna. That's what I'm drinking. And probably smoking a pipe with a nice autumn evening. It has a maple autumny smell. Pipe tobacco. Yes, now let's introduce the other two. Let's introduce the lovely lady of the land, Andrea LeChat.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. I don't know if you hear my phone through here.
We do.
Andrea LeChat here. My vices, hold out for this, party animal, some ginger peach water.
Look at you go.
I know, right?
I like it when she spikes her peach with ginger. And then on the other part of the screen, all over there by himself, Aaron Kennedy.
Hi, Aaron Kennedy, ultramarathoner, writer, all-around jack of all trades.
Plumber, woodworker, snuff taker. Go ahead, sorry.
Snuff filmmaker, sir. Thank you very much.
He makes film about snorting tobacco. Move on.
I will be drinking the Gold Peak lemonade tea tonight.
Yeah, he will. Oh, that's it. That's our vices. Okay, so something else I want to remind everybody about is don't forget we do have merchandise available. You can see it scrolling in the corner of the screen if you're watching the live show. Otherwise, you can find it in chat by typing !merch. For those of you on the podcast, you can always find it at bit.ly/tavern merch. That's bit.ly/tavern merch. if anybody's interested. Other than that, I want to remind everybody that our sponsors are us. Make sure you check out our other podcasts, such as Right Night on Saturday night with Aaron Kennedy and Michael Thompson, where a group of us published authors get together and talk about things that are fun for readers and writers and other creative folk, too. It quite often bleeds over into things. And then, Stealing for Survival, Sunday night D&D game. Very exciting. It takes place in the world that I write my fantasy novels in. Oh, that's enough of that. Now, let's talk about cryptozoology. So there are things in this world that have long remained hidden and unexplained. Creatures, monsters, myths that have become urban legends or zoo exhibits in some cases. We're going to talk about all these sorts of things and probably many other things, because don't forget, in the tavern, it's all about topics, toasts, and tangents. So, oh my goodness, who do I start with? Is there anybody that wants to? Oh, Andrea's looking excited. We'll go ladies first then.
I always look excited.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't know where to start. Okay, there's
That's what she
so
said.
many things. Let's talk about mermaids.
Oh, mermaid's a good place to start.
So, are they real? Are they just someone's imagination? Who knows? But there are people out there that claim to be mermaids. And they have the fin, and they swim, and they do all the things.
They have like a real fin?
Well, it's not imaginary.
There we go.
And they swim around, and they do the things, and the shells, and the stuff. They're no Ariel. Because she's crazy.
And it'd be
Which is
silly to
ours.
be Ariel in the water.
Now, just to clarify, when we're talking mermaids, we're talking half fish, half person, or woman in this case of maid, instead of merman.
Guys can be maids, too.
Oh, by the way, if they are within the United States waters, they are mermaids.
All right.
You should feel bad, and you should feel bad about yourself for that joke, sir. Well, no,
That's
okay,
enough news,
so
sir.
now, is it only if they have a tail of a fish and the upper body of a person, or does the opposite hold true as well?
I think the opposite should hold true.
Now,
A tail maid.
what about if they have a tail of a different aquatic creature, such as a lobster tail?
I don't know. What would you call that?
Horrifying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the word mer, Latin for sea, so okay. Maids of the sea.
Ooh.
What about octopi? Like your classic Ursula.
I think that could happen. You know, interspecies mingling, love happens in strange places. Who knows?
Or like catfish.
What about an interracial thick chick that instead of a fish tail has an orca tail?
It's kind of hot. What's her number?
Number 1 in my
7.
book. And by the way, one of our chatters and other co-hosts on one of the other shows, Cavalon, says lobsters are just a sea scorpion. Yeah, lobsters are actually like the cockroaches.
I don't think he knows what a lobster or a scorpion is.
I think they're roaches. But maybe there's no mer lobsters because Red Lobster is so big and they needed to get something bigger for their menu.
I am imagining a sea scorpion being like a scorpion with 6 little floaties on its little legs and one on its tail as it bobs along. So, Aaron, what's your thoughts on cryptozoology?
There's a lot of there is a lot of weird stuff out there. I mean, like really, really weird stuff. Okay. For
the folks not viewing who are watching on podcast, Andrea suddenly has sprouted giraffe ears, and they're not called horns.
Ossicones.
Ossicones. Go on, Aaron.
Ossicones. What other creature has ossicones?
Nothing that's good.
Right. I don't think giraffes really exist. I think they are a made-up government conspiracy. But, I'm willing to entertain the thought only because they use terms like reticulated. Okay?
Wait, giraffes use terms like reticulated?
Yes,
They're
yes,
very
yes.
smart.
Oh, they are very smart. I mean, you'd have to be. How else could you survive in the wild looking like a deer and a leopard mated and then went through puberty and was all gangly?
They are kind of like a gangly teenage
They are.
boy.
But graceful at the same time. It's amazing.
Well, no. Well, here's my thing, okay? When a giraffe gives birth, friggin' the baby giraffe drops like 12 feet.
And then he gets up and walks away.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't hang out with somebody that just dropped me 12 feet.
Now, to get that to happen, do you have to crank the tail like one of those old cars or a slot machine or something?
I don't know. I think it would have a pull cord just being that high up in the air.
So like the tail
For the
hanging out.
giraffe. Don't pull that. That's not a tail.
Well, no.
Slimy?
That one's only 8 feet up. Man, that's the wrong giraffe.
That one's not pregnant. He's just chubby.
Do
Man.
you ever think about short giraffes? Like, are there giraffes with dwarfism? Like every
Petite
other
lap
creature's got it.
giraffes.
Right, petite lap giraffes. No, but I'm talking about like giraffes that have, instead of the normal 8 feet legs, have only got like 3 feet legs. They're just short. Like they were born without knees. See? Right.
Hold
That
on,
would be
I'm
so
still
cool.
focusing on the male giraffe boner and wondering
Of
if I
course you
want
are.
to Google giraffe boners.
Whoa. We didn't say he was erect. Well, I mean, he's a giraffe. Of course he's erect. But but not that way.
Oh my goodness.
So, okay. Were you done, Aaron? Should
And then
I-
we get to the short giraffe again, like, rug burn.
What are they doing on the rug? Don't let them in the house.
No, they have their own bearskin rugs. They're very good hunters. One's the lookout.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, very good hunters. I mean, they got friggin' a great vantage point. It's like being up on a clock tower. All the time.
And they have Aussie corns.
Ossicorns. I don't think that's a real thing.
I've seen them, see?
There we go.
They're real.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other thoughts?
No.
Go ahead.
Well, no. I tend to prefer the documentaries. The Japanese put out several years ago. You can still catch them in black and white. Okay. Where they had these larger lizards that came from the sea, and fought other abominations that happen to be created through substance. Okay. I believe his code name was Agent Godzilla. That is a cryptid. That's a real creature.
Oh, yeah. To be clear, by the way, cryptozoology is the study of cryptids, which we had another friend define it much better than I just did, because he actually knew the Latin roots. Of course, ology being the study of, zoology being the study of animals, cryptids being something hidden or undiscovered. So
The Crypt Keeper.
Yes, he is the one who studies cryptids. The Crypt Keeper. Don't ask me why he talks that way. I think a giraffe caught his pull cord.
No, he's from East Germany.
You know.
Well, back when East Germany was a thing. I mean, there's still an East and West Germany. It's just not East, capital East and West Germany.
It's Little East. So, platypus. Platypi.
Platypode.
Oh, is that what it is?
Puss is...
That's not real.
What?
Couldn't it be
I
platypuses?
think you're right.
Wouldn't it be platypuses?
Depending on the site that you go to, quite possibly.
Because when you make... Oh, no, I guess there's no I in it. It's platypuses. Yeah, when you...
Platypodes. Just like octopodes.
I feel like an octopi should be an 8-sided pie.
We should make those with
That's
Gruyere cheese, like an apple. Like yeah.
Sorry, I was having a flashback to last night's show with the cheese. It's a.
I mean, we're a cheesy kind of bunch.
Indubitably. So, going a little bit into my thoughts, here's what I'm going to tell you: is I grew up in South Florida, where we have multiple cryptids. In particular, the skunk ape.
The Florida man.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
We will let you comment
What?
on that after. He will explain that in a minute. I'm going to get my word in.
No. What did you say? Skunk ape?
Skunk ape is what they call it now, but when I was growing up, they called it Bigfoot. Sasquatch was just coming into popularity as a term, but everybody went, "Oh, it's Florida, it's swampy, you can't have this 6 or 7 foot creature." Yes.
Sasquatch, that's the game where you freaking take like a racquetball and freaking bounce it against the wall, right?
Only if you're playing it with a famous jazz player.
Mm.
That was his name, right? Sketchmo.
Satchmo?
And when he was sassy.
So are they trying to say Sasquatch isn't real?
That is what they're trying to say. But I grew up in South Florida where I had multiple friends that had seen traces and remnants, and even a couple that thought they had seen a Bigfoot moving through the swamp. Just movement and shapes. Yes, Aaron?
I'm pretty sure Sasquatch exists because I think I've seen several of his descendants running around.
Oh,
Are you going
no,
back to East
I
Germans?
know he exists because have you seen the commercials for the purple mattress?
Those are great
He's the
commercials.
star. She's the star. The whole family.
I've also seen the movie with John Lithgow.
Oh, yes. The documentary.
Harry and the
show.
Hendersons.
That's right. Documentary about domesticating our furry friends.
John Lithgow is not that furry.
No,
Not
Robin
anymore.
Williams was, though, in that other movie with John Lithgow. World According to Garp.
Mm.
Oh, God. It's been 40 years since I've seen that.
It's been 40 years since most people have seen that. It's, But, yeah.
Like the turnip we buried in the ground and said, no, hide that.
Is that from the movie, or are you just quoting God when he invented the turnip?
Yes.
Excellent. It's hold on, I gotta open my jar. So
Now,
yes,
what about emus and ostri? Ostriches? Ostries? Those large
Ostropodes.
flightless birds with big-ass claws that run at 60 miles an hour. That seems very cryptid-like.
it's only when they stole something. Then they run like they stole it.
Their body is this way, but their head is this way.
Right, and according to the interactive documentaries, apparently they can fly as well when carrying a medieval knight.
Only when they're carrying the knight.
Yes, not that there's any medieval knights running around anymore.
And you can
That's
tell
why
it's
they don't fly anymore.
And you can tell he's a knight because he says, "I am the knight."
Just like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, how's that coming along? Speaking of cryptids, giant flying man bats. Okay, so have any of you ever seen a cryptid? Whether we go into urban legends such as the Mossmen, that's what the Boy Scout legend I was told about when I was a kid was, the Mossmen. We sat around a campfire in the Florida Everglades. This is before they had the highway going all the way through it. It was just like a 2-lane road. And we were camping there, and that's when our scout leader decided to tell us about these men who are 10 to 12 feet tall, and they have greenish-grayish skin with patches of moss growing on them. And when they stand still, they just look like trees standing there. But, one second, I'll pass it over to you. They will come out of the woodwork, literally, even following you to your home, because we didn't live that far from the Everglades, because it was Florida in the 80s. And they would take people who are abusive of their land, of their home, and drag them into the swamp, and then basically plant them and turn them into other moss men.
No, they're real. It's military. I've seen their ghillie suits, and they're just recruiting.
It's pronounced ghillie, not silly.
I said ghillie.
I know.
Now,
Ghillie.
do they interact at all with the giant penguins of Clearwater Beach?
I think they're rivals. They just nah.
They do ice hockey together.
I hear the penguins can surf as well, but that seems far-fetched.
Another famous cryptid from Florida, mermaids. We actually have freshwater, warm water springs with runoff where mermaids hang out. Now, just so you know, mermaids are not these lovely, sleek things. They are quite rotund, and they move very slowly, and they have large whiskers.
Whoa. Body positive, sir. Body positive. Okay?
It's amazing how much vegetables eat. They are tubby. Is that a cool word? We good with that one?
Curvy, I believe, is the preferred vernacular.
I have never seen a manatee complain about it when I'm like, hey, I got lettuce, fatty.
Stop going to the Sizzler. Okay, and it is inappropriate to call women manatees.
Actually, my aunt, who is a large woman herself, she always loved the concept of manatees because she felt like something that large to be so graceful when swimming was just beautiful. She also loved to swim. I think my aunt was a manatee. Or a woman-tee. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Do you think iced tea is related to manatees?
That's a little cold.
No.
Yes. Okay, so let's shift gears here unless we have something else on this.
Okay.
Wait, Aaron, you got something else on that?
No. But I mean, Florida is prime breeding ground for cryptids. I mean, it's radioactive. Things come out of the swamps. They've already got alligators, which eat up any cryptid that friggin' mutates beyond its level.
Except for the giant snakes that are now inhabiting the Everglades.
Killing the alligators.
Yeah, they're fighting for a peak apex predator, and I guess that's a bog.
Have you ever seen that documentary regarding the giant snakes? What was it? Anaconda. Ain't got none unless you got like buns, son. I think was the theme song.
They like buns, yeah.
They do like buns. I mean, McDonald's have got the best buns. I mean, you have to go to White Castle every now and again, but
not in Florida.
Well, what do they call it? Crystal Burgers?
You got
down there.
You got it. Yeah, White Castle.
Same place.
Well, same concept. Though when I was a teenager, I did work at one place that was, the building was built like a caboose of a train, and we just served hot dogs and little slider burgers before they were called sliders. We just called them
medieval themed restaurants that serve the petite hamburger.
Wouldn't that be like a Burger King kids meal?
No, you're not familiar with the petite hamburgers from the medieval themed restaurant?
Oh shit! Here we go again.
No.
No?
Why don't you enlighten me?
Oh. Well, my understanding is that The Rock, who looks a lot like Dwayne Johnson, was once his spokesman on Saturday Night Live in regards to this.
I guess we'll YouTube that one later.
So, I believe Andrea has seen this.
Yeah,
I have not.
It's funny.
I'll shift us in this direction here. So there's a lot of animals in this world that are real animals that Aaron tends to think are actually mythical or made up or cryptids.
Well, almost anything from Florida or Australia.
Oh, Australia is just made up. The whole country.
Yeah, 4X. Yep. Now,
You're not supposed to
did you
discuss
know
that.
Did you know that Austria claims not to have any kangaroos, yet there was a news report about a kangaroo on the loose in Austria?
Well, I don't watch the news, but all right.
Well, that's the only kind of news that I watch, is like llamas on the loose, which had push me pull yous as well. That's where two llamas run tail first into each other and merge into one. Like a weird cat dog thing, but with two llamas.
How do they poop?
You don't want to know.
Hey, you've seen some weird original YouTube videos.
Look, I just put those up for fun, okay?
Human caterpillar?
I'm just imagining there is some caterpillar somewhere that went through a teleporter machine with Jeff Goldblum that's going like, fuck, that's so insulting. Yeah, one day I will be a beautiful butterfly. Stress
That's
on
not a
bun.
beautiful butterfly.
I got some buns, hon. So, there are a lot of creatures, and we've already mentioned the giraffe and the platypus
Which is real.
as possible cryptids. Or
Well,
fiction.
no. What about the beaver? Okay, this furry little otter thing that lives in rivers but has a platypus tail. Really?
But they have a use, don't they, Andrea?
When an otter and a beaver love each other.
Oh, yeah.
One second, guys. Let me interrupt here. Let's raise a glass right over here to Dropsum, who just dropped his sub into chat. Thank you, Dropsum. Thank you. You're just in time for our discussion on cryptozoology, and Andrea was about to tell us her favorite use of beaver anal glands. You were saying, Andrea?
Oh, yeah, that's the main ingredient for blue raspberry. I make some blue raspberry lip balm. You're welcome.
It's like
It's
kissing
all
a beaver's
natural.
ass.
It's all natural.
So why don't you, instead of blue raspberry, why don't you just call it, like, beaver ass spread?
It doesn't sell as well.
Really?
Well, no. You're not targeting the right market.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
this is what I'm getting out of this.
Okay. Right. I mean, yes, you've got a wider market with the blue raspberry, but you could have a very niche market with the beaver
Anal
marketing. Yes, and you
The
just
beaver
bump your
marketing?
price up, and I bet you could sell more.
We'll discuss marketing after the show.
Or perhaps you should flavor it up, no pun intended there, by offering all natural application of it straight from the beaver. You just
They
pick up the
cost too much
beaver.
to hire.
You just pick
I
up
mean-
the beaver, flip up the tail, and apply. And if you need both hands, then you just have to deal with the tail going like that as you apply your lip balm. And the best part is,
It doesn't.
free photograph of the beaver's face as you're doing it.
But it doesn't fit in the pocket
Why
as well.
wouldn't you flip the beaver sideways so you get a nice massage, and then rotate it again?
And you get a blue raspberry flavor left on your lips from eating its asshole. Now, mind you, when eating a beaver's asshole, make sure there are wipes in the bathroom first, because then you know it's good to go.
You know what? I wouldn't trust them being in the bathroom. I'd make sure you have them in your purse or your little carry-on.
What
Use your
beaver
personal
carries-
stock on that one.
What beaver carries a purse?
Your purse, not the beaver's purse.
Really, out of
Oh.
this, I got that the beavers could be taken as a carry-on.
Carried like a football.
It's my emotional support beaver. Andrew, do you have an
With
emotional
lip
support?
balm.
Do you have an emotional support beaver? Maybe I can apply lip balm
I
from
think we've
later.
gone out of PG-13 at this point, sir.
Yeah, this show has never been PG-13.
Oh, good. Okay, we're...
Here's a fun
Oh, my
fact.
goodness.
You know my emote
Okay.
on Twitch TV of the heart, and you've got like the wine glass and the beer pint glass and they're clinking inside the heart.
I thought that was an ass.
You know what? Like seeks like, but in this case, no. Yeah, I was in a chat recently and I saw somebody and said hello to him and threw the little heart up there, and the moderator deleted the comment because it was offensive.
You shouldn't have that language.
And when I questioned, what happened there? Because I've been following this channel for
This holiday season, we all wish for hope and healing. Children and families who spend their holidays at the hospital deserve a reason to believe in first steps, in giggles, high fives, and hugs. For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided world-class care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to help patients and healthcare heroes this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday. That's childrensnational.org/holiday.
year and a couple months. First time I ever commented in that channel, and it got deleted. My first comment ever, which was like hello with the heart. And they're like, this is a family friendly channel. And I'm like, I don't understand. And they're like, your emote represented alcohol.
That's how most families are made.
That's right. I'm like, alcohol is family friendly. It's But yes, I'm like, you know, Disney movies have alcohol in them quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, well, parents
look at The Lion King.
That's right. They were all
Bambi.
You gotta have a good beer with your venison.
Right. Well, no. The hunters were obviously drunk when they went out there.
Okay, let's not turn alcohol into the bad guy here.
No. The hunters were the bad guy.
The beer was the good guy. Cinderella, you're telling me she didn't do a few shots before going down on the balls?
I'm pretty sure she was doing a few lines.
We all know what Cinderella said when she got to the ball, right? I think
that's cryptozoology.
It is. I think fairy godmothers are cryptids.
Well, he's talking about the naked mole rat.
This is a hell of a segue. How did you get from what I said to that?
Huh?
Have you seen one?
No. Cinderella. She was kissing the naked mole rat when she got to the ball. Think it through.
Mm-mm. Not gonna do it.
Do you know what a naked mole rat looks like?
Like
You're
this?
welcome.
Like a snake with a turtleneck.
It does. Very weird.
Hey, I like that picture.
Kim Possible. Mm-hmm.
Are you saying Kim Possible is a naked mole rat?
No, there is one in the show.
Mm-hmm. Rufus, as a matter of fact.
What's he wearing?
He's naked.
Not
Duh.
khakis. Does he have a heart on?
No, he is a hard-on.
Really?
Sometimes.
I mean, we don't know for certain. He's not always on screen. It's like asking you, do you have a heart on? We can't tell. You're filmed for the waist stop.
For good reason.
hey, it's 2020. We don't have to wear pants on TV anymore.
Mm-mm.
Welcome to the tavern.
Just a mask.
And after the thanking, the oral sex.
Yep.
I'm waiting for people to go into establishments. I'm wearing a mask. It doesn't say anything about pants. Oh, gosh.
It's true.
I can't.
I believe there was actually a court case about that down in Florida.
Really?
Did you want to go into your Florida cryptid there that you mentioned earlier? No,
The Florida man?
That would be...
The Florida
golden
man
girl?
is an amazing. Okay? He lacks all inhibition.
Yes.
Well, that's his number one power. He lacks all inhibition, all impulse control. He is often seen in the accompaniment of meth, digested, and he does anything and everything, much like Barbie, as a matter of fact.
Wait, Barbie is known for meth and doing anything and everything?
Barbie, look, how could she have that many jobs if she wasn't on meth?
Cocaine? Hello? Cocaine.
Oh, it's not the 80s anymore, man.
I'm sorry. Cocaine?
Cocaine? Coachella?
Coachella. That's the 2020 version of cocaine. Coachella. It's now nut-free for your pleasure. Just like your naked mole rat.
No. So the Florida man is often seen in semi-rural to semi-urban areas of Florida. He's not often seen in predominantly urban areas, but he is known to frequent the areas, typically half-dressed.
Which half?
Take your pick.
Left or right?
Yes. He's able to imbue massive amounts of alcohol, much like Popeye imbues or takes in massive amounts of spinach.
Imbue would be like the fairy godmother of the Florida.
Imbibe.
You know.
Because I was liking him a lot better when there was a chance he would imbue it.
He steps out of the swamp, does something weird, is arrested, and then disappears back.
Back where? To the jail cell?
Well, we think he's kind of on a catch and release program, but he does often appear in Germany as well.
Do they fix him before releasing him?
I don't know. These are things you want to ask, but also things you don't want in your search history.
Can I borrow your computer?
No. Look, the only thing I search on a regular basis is, on my wife's computer, of course, how to murder my husband. Because I want to make sure she's taken care of when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Always going to have a place to live. Always going to have three square meals a day.
That was every man's dream for a while there in the U.S. Everybody's promised 3 squares and a cot. Maybe it's 30 acres and a meal. It's hard to tell. 7 cheeseburgers and a diet soda?
I'll gladly pay you for a hamburger today.
Hamburger? My mother told me it was hand job.
And I'll pay you Tuesday.
So 3 women, okay? A grandmother, a mother, and a daughter are sitting around talking. And she's like, I can barely get $50 for a blowjob nowadays. The mom goes, shoot, you're lucky. In my day, it was $5. The grandmother goes, shit, we were just happy to have something warm in our bellies.
Mm-hmm. I love it when he tells stories about my family.
That's why it's not an adult show, because that's not how you make a family. Or not a family show. Never mind. Oh, God.
Do you want to tell your other prostitution joke? About how much money for a hand job?
Oh, yes. Guy's in a bar. Sees this gorgeous woman sitting at the bar. And she's kind of dressed for a certain profession. And he makes a guess. He's like, hey, baby, how much for a hand job? She goes, $100 for a hand job. She goes, $100? Isn't that a little steep? He's like, here, let me show you something. Friggin' points out at the car there. Out there, he's like, see that car there? Friggin', I paid for that car with nothing but hand job money. He's like, holy shit. He's like, well, in that case, how much for a blowjob? She goes, $1,000. And he goes, what? He's like, look, see that house on the top of the hill? I paid for that house with nothing but blowjobs. He goes, holy shit, how much for some pussy? He's like, bitch, if I had a pussy, I'd own this town.
that's how we got banned. Hold on, do we have an emote for that? Family friendly.
Yes, it's a heart and it's got 2 drinks.
Instead, I put just the tip.
Because.
Emote.
Well, that's
Unlike a moil.
That's true. They keep the tip. So, back to cryptozoology.
Yes.
Have either of you...
You mean that wasn't part of it?
It is. It's a very rare species that not many people see.
Birds that talk.
What?
Birds that talk. Cryptids, obviously.
How do you figure?
I can't even have an intelligent conversation with a lot of people. But a bird shows up and just starts talking at you and going, nevermore.
So, either of you, have you ever met somebody or personally seen any sort of cryptid or urban legend? Now, urban legend could be the alligators in the sewers, or the porcupines in the tents, or the Mothman.
The Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles. Yes.
Pigzillas.
Pigzillas.
Yes, pigzillas. I have encountered pigzillas.
In New York?
No, in Hawaii.
And tell us about this encounter.
Oh, okay. So a pigzilla, okay? Your typical pig is very clever, okay? Well, occasionally they escape from farms and go live in the forest, okay? Well, when they do, because they're clever, they avoid being found. They eat. They're scavengers, friggin' opportunistic carnivores, and they get bigger and bigger, okay? Well, as they age, they can get up to 1,000 pounds. They get these big-ass tusks and things like that. Well, in Hawaii, they start off as wild hogs, and they get bigger and bigger.
Wait, they get ass tusks? Big ass tusks?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Does that help or hinder with the hemorrhoids?
Depending on who they're chasing.
I think they are the hemorrhoids.
Okay, now imagine a pig that had your mustache.
I often do. Go on.
Okay. Right. So they've got these huge ass tusks. And they hide in the bush and they wait. And they wait. And they wait for young Marines to come out there that disturb them. And then they scare the shit out of you, chase you down, and normally kill the person.
So how many times did you encounter these?
Oh, I've encountered them one time on the big island of Hawaii. Huge ass hogzilla.
So was it taller than you?
Well, I'm about 5'6". I don't know that it was taller than me. It was probably 4 feet at the shoulder, though.
So when you say you ran across one of these, were you drunk in a tiki hut?
No. Fully sober.
In a tiki hut?
No, not in a tiki hut.
Oh, okay.
He does run marathons, so he probably literally ran over it.
Well, ran into it, but
You know,
it jumped out of a bush like a bad thing, and pop goes the weasel.
And Weirdowin has arrived, and he has pointed out that the tusks,
I got better.
They act as rails, and and he says Aaron's only died once.
I'm not dead.
So there we go. It's
Oh my goodness.
now, why did when Weirdowin posted once it showed he's a subscriber, and then the next time he typed something, it showed he's not? Weirdowin, can you still type in chat? And what about chat? Is anybody out there ever seen or known somebody who has seen a cryptid? Maybe the Loch Ness Monster? Because there's a lot of lake monsters around the world, and there's a dozen to 20 in the U.S. alone. Or the Chupacabra.
Like one for every state.
Well, I don't think it's that many, but maybe it's lakes that border more than one state. There we go. Okay, Weirdowin. Glad to see you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Great Lakes, friggin' they only need one and cover like 6 states or something.
especially if it has a fast motorboat
Hmm.
or a jet ski.
He said motorboat.
Boobs. And Kavlon in what? Kavlon in chat points out Chessie the Bay Monster. I've heard about her. She's the one that dresses in colonial garb and goes around with Old Bay seasoning and shakes it into people's eyes.
It's horrible.
Chessie the Bay Monster.
Shakes what into people's eyes?
Well, it depends how much they're paying. It could be her
For
motorboat.
Old Bay.
Ew. Ew, if you could shake that in somebody's face?
You're very tall.
like a giraffe. You're lanky, clumsy, yet grateful. What?
No.
So I'm guessing none of us have any good cryptid. So what about any good cryptic stories then? And don't just tell me you could tell me, but then you'd have to kill me. That's not a cryptic story this time.
No, I can't tell you because the government's listening.
They always are.
They ain't listening to us, I assure you.
Oh, no. We're pretty sure they have.
They
Now,
cut us off.
yeah, speaking of cryptids,
Freaking?
let's talk about government agencies that don't exist, but we've all seen them lurking around. Can you have a whole government agency that's a cryptid agency? Can we do that? We got that, right? Like the TSA
Sure.
or the ASA.
Congress?
Rumored to gather in groups, but you've never seen it actually happen. Oh, wait, there we go. Weird One says, saw something in Lake Washington State at the bottom of the gravel. It was a glacier-fed caldera lake, so the water was perfectly clear and freaking cold. I'm hoping there's more than that, otherwise I'm just hearing he saw gravel.
Gravel.
But what I'm saying is, Aaron, we've had many times where we talk about sensitive topics on this show, and for some reason, mysteriously, on those particular shows, we have a ton of technical issues with our Wi-Fi and whatnot. We're pretty sure we get blocked on occasion.
Yeah, I believe it. What about the Mothman?
You think it'd be pretty easy to find him? You just walk around with a lighter and wait. A lit lighter, to be
right?
clear. Not just a lighter. That'd be the Marlboro
Carry
Man.
one of the bug zappers.
So we're all staring at the chat, just waiting for the next thing. Oh, there he goes. No one else saw it, but they may have saw the disturbance in the gravel. Not the depth of water. Meant that what looked like gravel from across the surface was stones 6 inches to 10 foot across. Go on.
Tell us more.
It's the great gravel monster of Lake Washington. Gotcha. Note the depth of the water meant that the gravel. This is like the worst streaming service of a movie ever. We gotta wait for him to type the whole thing out.
Oh my goodness.
What?
No, just waiting.
Well, we can talk about other things while waiting.
Well, what about the Kraken?
Oh, I got
Giant
some on the
squids,
shelf.
giant-
Oh, that gone.
Oh, yeah. No, good booze, too. No, but, I mean, some of these things should exist. Some of them do exist. Some of them are, like the Pigzilla, very, very clever. They're kind of smart, so they hide. They don't want us to find it, because what do people do when we find things? We go after
Have
it with a
sex with
giant
it.
whaling boat.
So Where to Win, the next installment, next episode has come out. So I saw something dark and big that moved effortlessly through the water of this mountaintop lake.
Was it Ed?
Could be. Could be. Okay, so what were you saying, Aaron?
What? why can't some of these other cryptids be smart like the Pigzilla? They just kind of hide from us because we go after them with whaling boats and big-ass guns. Like Loch Ness. Nessie is probably smart and goes, oh, people with a camera. Nope, I'm out of here.
After snapping a picture on her own cell phone. To bring it back.
Do you think we're the cryptozoology for other planets?
Well, that'd be xenobiology, but I think that would apply. Did you know that Lex Luthor, his primary field of study, is actually xenobiology? So he actually studies alien cryptids.
Here's a fun,
Superman.
actual scientific fact. They have recently discovered, thanks to our new telescope technology that we've had for 10 to 20 years, other planets by watching the light dim of a certain star. Thus, we can see the radiation coming off whatever's passing in front of the sun, guess if it could support life, has moisture in the atmosphere, etc. Now, they have taken that equation and flipped it. So they went, if we could see them, how many stars with planets that we know of could potentially see us as our planet crosses in front of the sun?
Just wave at them.
And then they took into consideration the age of these planets, based on the star and how many billions of years and how many, in theory, billions of years it takes for life to develop intelligent life, or complex life.
Well, we're still waiting for that to happen on Earth.
We are. It's true.
That's time measurements according to our measurements. Time according to our measurements could be different for them.
Like they don't have a Timex.
It doesn't keep ticking.
What was it we watched where they went to a planet and it's like they were on there 10 minutes, but it was really 50 years?
Oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, that too.
No,
Gravity. Saber Rain.
Saber Rain. Isn't that a porn about golden showers?
No. Saber Rain is possibly the greatest sci-fi movie ever made. Okay? It stars Casper Van Dien. Okay? You may remember him from Starship Troopers. Where he is rescuing a princess. However, I believe the pitch for the movie was, hey, we know you're in debt. Here's 50 grand and a bag full of cocaine, and we don't care if you use it while we're filming.
It's
sounds legit.
Hold on just a second. Real quick, 2 comments in chat. A weird one says it's actually every planet we can see because the conditions that allow us to see them means they can see us. Earth has given evidence of life-bearing planet for over 3 billion years. And Scribbler, yes, you're always welcome to pop in. We will say hello. Oh, he's on me. He can't read. We might receive a raid during the podcast recording here.
Cool.
Hold on. Letting him know that it's sub-only chat. So, want to answer that question real quick. So, we're coming towards the wrap-up here. Do we have any final thoughts on cryptids or cryptozoology?
We don't know what's out there?
Hold on real quick.
Keep finding new things?
Let's raise a glass right now to Scribbler Society as he has joined us in a raid, and the folks here. Thank you for raiding us. Thank you for bringing your folks here. For anybody new to the channel, we are recording a live podcast right now. So to subscriber only, but you're more than welcome to hang out, and we'll let you know a little more when we finish wrapping up this episode in about 10 minutes. So, you were saying, Aaron, about cryptids. Your closing thoughts on cryptids and cryptozoology.
We don't know what's out there. I mean, Earth's big. I mean, like, really big. And we haven't explored all of it.
It's not as big as Jupiter. Or Uranus.
No. We haven't explored either of those either. But no. Friggin', we're constantly finding new species. We're constantly finding things that we thought were extinct. crazy new friggin' types of octopod. Friggin' all kinds of stuff. I ain't saying that, like, Nessie's real, but there could be a prehistoric lake monster that survived an asteroid strike and just happens to be in Scotland right now.
Well, they probably really are here, and we don't see them because the Earth is hollow and they're in the second layer.
I think...
Now, is it hollow like a bunny?
Could be.
Now, do you eat ears first or ass first?
Well, it depends what she wants.
Are there baby wipes?
And does it taste like blue raspberry?
I can taste your beaver. Hollow like a chocolate sandwich. See, for me, Andrea, did you have any closing thoughts on this before I give my final thoughts?
I said that, and giraffes are real.
I'm surprised you didn't go into aardvarks.
Oh, I still don't believe they're real.
What about spiny anteaters?
I don't know. What about spider pig? Who knows?
Spider pig, spider pig.
So here's my thoughts on cryptids and cryptozoology. I want these things to be real. But, like so many things throughout mythology and history, unicorns, dragons, etc., and other cryptids, my thought is there are technology out there that instead of traveling across physical space between planets, they're able to open up the equivalent, for lack of a better word, of a wormhole. And sometimes you will call this magic, but it's actually just energies beyond our understanding at this point. And it will open up portals to other worlds, other realities even, perhaps even other times on this planet, and things slip through. This is why true odds that I write about in my book, that most people think of these are A, green and gray aliens, or the shape-shifting lizard people of David Icke. They came from another planet, another reality, another dimension, if you will. Perhaps somewhere in our current time, on the other side of the galaxy or even universe. But I think these things slip into our world once in a while. As nature, or another intelligent species, or something in between, creates these portals from wherever they come from to here. And that's why we have these myths and legends of these creatures. Let's go with that. Now, I'll do the wrap-up. I'll do the closing. Hold on, I'm going to check real quick our mailbox and see if we have anybody who has sent us anything into the mailbag, which if anybody ever wants to email us your thoughts on the podcast, you can tell us your favorite cryptid or your experience with a cryptid. You can always email us at talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com. That's talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com. We don't have anybody. Now, make sure you do check out our next podcast, which will be Real Ghost Stories. And I want to thank everybody for your support. The raids, the hosts, the subscriptions tonight, the bits that were thrown to support us, and especially all the subs and subscribers that are hanging out here now, and those that aren't subscribed who are hanging out and just basking in the glory of not having to say anything to us. I also want to make sure we thank the folks who support us on Patreon, such as Triple U and Ethan Strauss, as well as the folks who support us on their monthly subscription on... Hold on. Aaron was making a hand gesture.
No, I was...
Oh, he was waving. Okay. Berta and Musical Wizardry, who support us on our monthly subscription on PayPal. Okay, make sure you catch our next shows, as well as our other shows on Stealing for Survival and Right Night. All available on your fine podcast thingamabobs. Let's get some outro music, and we will get outro here. You like that? Here we go. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another.
Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
While traveling, it's usually best to pack light. When it comes to money, carrying some cash and having an alternative like Zelle is a great idea. Zelle's an easy way to send and receive money with people you trust. At any U.S. bank, it's already in thousands of different banking apps, and it's money straight into your bank account in minutes fast. Look for Zelle in your banking app today. Safe travels.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.